What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I wanted to try out something a bit more fun and unique from the usual kind of video. As you can tell by the title, today I'm going to be reading a story I made in my college English class last year about me being in the Overwatch League. If any of you are wondering why the heck I decided to make a fictional self-story about me being in the Overwatch League for an English class, well, basically last year at the end of the semester, our teacher didn't want to give us something that's really hard for a final, but she had to give us a final anyway, so she said, you can do whatever you want. You can do some sort of project, you can do a presentation to the class, you can sing in front of the class, dance in front of the class, etc, etc. She also said you can make an essay, and because I have stage fright and I don't really like talking in front of people in real life, I said, why not just make a story? And at the time, I was starting to get really hooked on watching the Overwatch League, especially when it came down to my favorite team, aka the LA Valiant, so I figured, hey, why not write a story about me being on my favorite team? It could be a lot of fun. And with the Valiant making their first ever stage playoff appearance of the year after a really rough start to 2019, I kind of wanted to celebrate the fact that they were able to turn things around by reading out this essay to you guys. But before I dive straight into things and start reading this story out to you guys, there are a couple of disclaimers I quickly wanted to go over. The first of which is that some of you may cringe a little bit from me reading this. I'm not sure how many of you exactly will feel this way, but I'm sure that a handful of you are going to be like, dude, why did you even make this to begin with? This is really cringy. But at the same time, I kind of feel that a majority of you are going to really enjoy it because I put a lot of hard work and effort into it, and my teacher loved it as well. She gave me an A on this thing. The other thing I have to make clear is that this is 100% fictional. None of it is true at all. And also, remember that I made this around stage 3 of last year, so that's why I'm regarding the Boston Uprising and the NYXL as the two best teams in the league. And that's basically everything I wanted to say, so without wasting any more time, let's get straight into things. Alright, here we go. It's all over, ladies and gentlemen. What an incredible comeback. The Los Angeles Valiant are your Overwatch League Season 1 champions. Mitch Leslie, one of the two broadcasters giving the play-by-play of the match, could not have said it any better. My team and I had just put together one of the greatest runs in the history of esports. Green and gold confetti poured down on the stage as my teammates hugged me and told me how incredible my performance was during that final game. While all this excitement went on, I couldn't help but feel lost in my own thoughts. The road I took to get where I am now was exhausting, and it almost seems like a dream. I'll never forget that first roadblock I ran into when I first decided to become a pro gamer. Austin, said my mom, you are not going to play video games for your entire life. You need to go to college and get yourself a real job. Why can't you be more like your older brother? Look how he turned out. He went to college and is now a music professor at the University of Hartford. My parents have always compared me to my brother, so I was expecting them to mention him at some point during the conversation. So what if he's had more success in his life? We are people with different interests. I've never had a grudge against my brother though. We've always had a solid relationship and I love him very much. But I just can't help but feel angry when thinking about him. Getting compared to him every single time I did something my parents did not approve of was infuriating. It's not his fault that he wanted to achieve greatness. He always got better grades than I did in school, and he participated in many extracurricular activities that helped contribute to his success. Why does it matter if all I've ever done is played video games? It's something that I enjoy, and now I'm in a situation where I could become a professional gamer. But mom, I responded, I'm good enough to make it into the Overwatch League, and I'll be doing something that I enjoy. Don't you understand that it's unlikely you'll be able to make it? You know as well as I do that no one knows who you are. You have never played on an esports team before. Why would teams at the highest level suddenly take notice of you? You're better off going to college, getting a degree, than finding a profession that you enjoy, said my dad. After hearing this, I turned my back on them and walked away. I thought parents were supposed to support their children. Don't they understand that Overwatch is my passion? Overwatch, by the way, is a first-person shooter game where you team up with 5 other people online to defeat another team. There's various objectives that you have to complete, and the goal is to make sure that your team is the only one to complete them. The game has a variety of different characters, and each have specific roles to help their team achieve victory. The role I play in is offense. The offensive characters are supposed to do the most damage on the team and secure kills onto enemies. It requires an abundant amount of skill to be one of the best. I had been playing Overwatch for countless hours every day since the game came out nearly 2 years ago. I had gotten quite good at it, as my ranking was top 10 in the country on multiple occasions. I knew how exhausting life would be if I became a professional player. I would be playing Overwatch all day, every day. Coaches would also constantly be telling me what I was doing wrong and right. Deep down, I knew that I could handle it. While I was deep in thought, my phone suddenly started ringing. When I answered, I found out that I was speaking with the Overwatch League team known as the Los Angeles Valiant. They wanted me to play on their team because the coaches liked what they saw from me when I tried out and was offered a contract that I could not refuse. After hanging up, I immediately started to pack my bags to prepare for a flight to Burbank, California, where I would be playing on a professional gaming team in front of a live audience for the next several months. When I told my parents the news, they were shocked to hear what I had just said. They still, for some reason though, were not fully supporting me after I told them the contract was just for 1 year. If I played well enough, I could get an extension and possibly a bonus in my salary. I was going to get paid $100,000 to play Overwatch. My dream had come true. but it hurt me knowing that my parents felt disappointed in my decision. I've spent my entire life trying to make them proud of me. That was all I ever wanted. I finally had gotten a job, but it still wasn't enough. They did not like the profession I chose at all. I couldn't let these feelings get in the way though. It was time for me to start the next chapter in my life. And that brings me to where I am right now, a champion of the Overwatch League. As my team and I hugged and shook the hands of the opponents we had just defeated, I couldn't help but break down into tears. I was experiencing the happiest moment of my entire life. The Los Angeles Valiant were underdogs coming into the playoffs. We had the third worst record out of the 6 teams that had made it. It's mind-blowing to think that we beat the 2 best teams in the league back-to-back. We somehow managed to beat the Boston Uprising in the semifinals and the New York Excelsior in the grand finals. The most spectacular thing about all of this was the fact that we pulled off a reverse sweep against the Excelsior in the third and final match of the series. They're a team full of South Korean players, and they're known to be the best at Overwatch. That made it even more challenging to come back from being down 2-0 at the half in a best-of-5 series. I thought for sure we were done once we lost the first 2 maps. They were dominating us, and I was not performing well. It was clear that I was holding the team back with my poor play, and just when I thought I would fall into the pit of despair, I got rescued. I will never forget the pep talk I received from a close friend at the half. I was down in the dumps during the halftime break. While the coaches gave us a talk, I sat there in the corner feeling like this was all my fault. After the coaches were done, my best friend on the team, Brady, also known as Agilities in Game, approached me. "Everything okay, Austin?" I looked at him, trying my best not to cry, then explained how this was all my fault and how I let him, the team, and my parents down. Brady responded in a way that changed my future. "This is not the Austin I know. You know as well as I do that this team loves you and would never make you take all the blame for our failures. We all believe in you. The only thing that's holding you back is yourself. Have confidence in yourself and believe that it's not over. They still need to win one more map. Don't let the fact that we need to win 3 in a row get to you. Just take it one map at a time, and remember, believe in yourself. Trust me when I say that when you have confidence, you are the best player in this entire league." "You know what?" I said. "You're right, Brady. We can still win this." "That's better," said Brady. "Also, who cares what your parents think of you? It's your life and you choose how to live it. Don't let anybody tell you differently." Those words hit me like a truck. He was right. Why does it matter if I can't make my parents proud of me? I don't need that to be happy. After thinking for a few moments, I refocused on the task at hand and went back on stage to attempt one of the greatest comebacks in Overwatch history. I felt empowered now, and I knew that we could win. The game was close and hard fought, but in the end, my team and I barely edged out the Excelsior to win the championship. To think that this emotional roller coaster of a championship match happened over the course of a few hours. After standing in front of the crowd one last time, the casters who analyze all of the games made an announcement. "Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to crown the Overwatch League Grand Finals MVP. Please give it up for ATP. I could not believe what I just heard. That's the name I go by in game. I didn't just win the championship, I'd won the MVP of the Grand Finals. Please do us all a favor and claim what's yours, ATP." I could recognize that voice from a million miles away. It was none other than Zoe, the beautiful post-game interviewer. She was standing on the stage with the MVP trophy in hand. Without hesitation, I claimed my prize and screamed as loud as I could while hoisting the trophy over my head. "You deserve this MVP trophy more than anybody else, ATP," said Zoe. "Congratulations on being Season 1 champs and the Grand Finals MVP. Care to explain how you guys were able to pull off this comeback?" I responded by saying, "This might sound a little lame, but it's because we had faith. We never gave up, even when things got tough. I would not have been able to perform the way I did in the second half if it weren't for my teammates and coaches never giving up on me." "What did they say that inspired you to step up your game in the second half?" Zoe asked. I began to cry, and it became increasingly difficult to get my words out. What they said was simple, but very powerful. What they told me was that they believe in me and that they'll always love and support me no matter what. When I realized that everybody still had faith in me, I knew that I had to do whatever it took to help make this comeback possible. It was the least I could do to pay them back for all showing such incredible kindness. "Thank you so much, ATP. That's going to do it here. Let's send it back to the desk to break down the second half," Zoe said. After going backstage, the celebration officially began. My teammates and I partied like wild animals for the entire night, and to cap everything off, the general manager of the Los Angeles Valiant approached me during the celebration to tell me that he wanted to bring me back for the next 2 years. He also offered me an even larger amount of money per year than in 2018. I agreed to those terms without hesitation. Once the party was over, I couldn't help but lay in my bed and think about how I had become a changed man. I learned that the only thing holding me back from unleashing my true potential in this world was myself. My own self-doubts are what kept me from achieving greatness for so long in my life. If I have complete confidence in myself, I can do anything. It doesn't matter what other people think of me, even if it's my own family. If I am happy, that is all that matters. Greatness awaits us all so long as we believe in ourselves. And with that being said, that is going to wrap up story time, ladies and gentlemen. So what did you guys think? If you did enjoy it, I would appreciate it if you could hit that like button and let me know what you thought of it down in the comment section. If you're new around here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and click that bell icon so you don't miss out on any of my future videos. As always, thank you all so much for watching today's video, and until next time, this is ATP, signing out. Peace.